Jarrod, the first time I spoke to you, I think, was in September last year when you were appointed.
That's been a while, yeah.
Finally, almost a year later, you get to start your job. How was that?
Yeah, it was so unique. I mean, even like the interview process of with Todd and everybody, and then getting the job and knowing that the chances and not sure 100%, but man, I didn't think it would be a full calendar year, and then to finally get to Cardiff and then jump right into it. I arrived when the players arrived, and we went on the ice the next day, and then of course getting COVID, and it was a crazy year, and then into crazy times when we got here.
Can I ask, was there any point during all that period where you actually doubted whether you actually be able to come to Cardiff and whether it would actually happen?
I don't know if I doubted. It was just more anxiety of, knowing the environment you're going into, from, the city to your apartment, and then, your work area of being here at the Ice Arena Wales. And then, so many conversations with players. And I think you have so much time to think about who you sign and where they're going to fit in. And then knowing that, once you get here and the line combinations, the D pairings get together, it'll work itself out. And, you have plans throughout the summer and throughout the year of who I think is going to play together. And then, of course, certain guys connect. So I would say there was more anxiety of, just making sure I was prepared and ready to go. And then, of course, as it got closer and closer to the date, it was like, I'm not going to have time, a month, to get acquainted here. I had to jump right in. So I don't know if I ever doubted I'd get here. I think it was just more the anxiety of waiting to get here.
I mean, when you actually finally arrived, your first training session was something like the 14th of August, I think it was.
Yeah. And
2 weeks later, you're playing, no, it was less than 2 weeks.
Yep.
2 weeks later, you got your first victory in the CHL.
Yeah.
Your preparation has been very different from the other Elite League teams, some of which, like Belfast, won't have played any preseason games. Can you tell me what it was like to meet the team? Suddenly you're all training and you're building to play one of the best teams in Europe when you played at Adler Mannheim.
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult because, like you said, we traveled, arrived here in Cardiff. The next day we're on the ice, but we were still short players. We were still missing 3 guys, and you're trying to, the first few days, we just want to get on the ice and start, kind of going over some things without implementing too much of a system until a lot of the guys came. But then it got to the point where we have to start touching on our D zone coverage, our forecheck, or different things like that, because we had such a short period of time to prepare for Adler Mannheim. So the hard part was that we were moving along throughout the week, and things were being implemented. And then, of course, I got sick with COVID, and we missed 2 or 3 days of more preparation to get ready for Mannheim and Lausanne. So, like I said, it was crazy. It was trying to do as much as we can to get ready for these 2 teams that are some of the top teams in Europe, and then to jump right in. It was with me at home watching from my apartment, doing Zoom meetings with the team, pre-scout and preparation from my apartment, which was completely a strange situation. But I was so proud of the guys of how they responded with all this adversity. And what I told our leadership is that, we couldn't pay for team bonding anywhere, like to go away and do something. Like they had to take ownership and take responsibility of this team right away and work together. So it was a great experience for our players and everyone to kind of come together quickly and into games that meant so much, and they were such good teams.
With the Lausanne game, which was like I was chatting with the guys earlier, in the first 2 minutes, I counted 6 shots from Lausanne in the first 2 minutes, thinking, God, this is going to be like Adler Mannheim. But that victory was not undeserved. Where were you through that game? Were you coaching? Were you texting? Were you communicating when you were watching?
Well, I have a like a power play penalty kill meeting in the morning. All the guys would go to Todd Kelman's office, and we would Zoom from there. And I would go over, whether it was Mannheim or Lausanne, how they penalty kill and their power play and stuff. And then we'd have another meeting at 5:30 with the players over just some system type things and how we want to play. So, And then I would just, I was at home watching, and then I would call Todd, and the leaders would come in the office in between periods, and I would just give them some reminders on what I saw from watching at home. And that's kind of how we did it. So again, it was a completely unique situation.
So after that win where Todd was head coach, did he say, look, this is easy, but I don't understand what the fuss is about?
I told him before that, he was like nervous. Say, don't worry about it. Anybody can coach. It's easy. So just get behind the bench, make sure there's water, and open the door. And that's all you got to do.
Then preseason friendlies. I mean, I've been to see many Devils preseason friendlies, and the crowd is bigger than I've ever seen. And the hockey was really competitive. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I thought it was important after, we had a couple of tough outings, obviously against Mannheim and winning the game at home. And I thought we had an opportunity in Lausanne to win. And, like I said, just proud of the guys in those 4 games, just sticking together and continue to work. And I looked at these 4 games coming up as such a great opportunity for us to play the way we want to play. So, and I was actually talking to some guys this morning. I said it was great because I never felt like we were playing exhibition games or preseason games. There's a different mindset in North America. You might have 4 to 8 games, and there's 30, 40 guys at camp. So guys are in and out of the lineup. It always feels like a preseason game, especially for veteran guys. But I just felt our guys were just so eager to, have the puck and compete and have success that it never once felt in those 4 games with Nottingham and Manchester that we were playing an exhibition game. And the attitude the players have didn't feel it either. We wanted to win those games. We want to do things right to prepare for Guildford this Saturday.
I mean, what is clear to me is that I could see that the team is gradually gelling and becoming a unit, and you can see the lineups, how they connect together, and they're getting better every game. But also, I noticed that they stick together when it comes to a dust-up and when people get confrontational. McAnally, Mark Lewis.
Yeah, and Mickelson too, who jumped in for a scrum the other night. So, those are things like you can't manufacture, you can't, you don't really talk about, it has to come internally from the players. And right from day one, even in the CHL games, there wasn't obviously as much physicality in those, but you just tell that any scrums, we had 5 guys in there. And I think it's a credit to the guys coming together so quickly and caring about each other. And, you see the product on the ice, and what's really been impressive is just how great a group we have here that really care about each other, care about this organization. And obviously, Todd sets the tone early on about the importance of winning in Cardiff and different trophies and stuff. So it was, it's great to see. You're right. We have some physical guys, but I think as a team, we have 5 guys that are willing to stand up for each other on the ice.
I don't know what Belfast are going to bring. I've got an idea what Manchester are going to bring. I've got an idea what Nottingham are going to bring. I've got no idea what Sheffield are going to bring. How does that affect the way that you prepare? That actually we don't really know who are going to be the main teams this season.
Yeah, I think our focus here, and this is no disrespect to other teams, but my focus is on how we're going to play. I know that there's some good players in Belfast and Sheffield and all around the league. There's good players and the coaches are well prepared for their opponents. But I think the majority of our preparation is how we want to play. And what we do some pre-scouts. I'll be watching some Guildford games and some Sheffield games. But at the end of the day, we have 4 more days here to prepare on how we want to do things and do things right in practice so that we're ready for that puck drop on Saturday night.
And I know that you're a student of the game worldwide, but what's your impression of British hockey so far?
Well, I think you got to separate it because playing here at home and going to Manchester on Sunday, it's a different brand of hockey. So it was interesting, and I know talking to a lot of guys about different sizes of the rinks, but generally they're bigger. But we had to kind of change how we play in Manchester with the size of their rink, and it's more of a grind game. It's more of a board work game and stuff. And then, the night prior was more wide open with some speed and ability to do some things offensively. So, it's I've been so impressed with the players that Manchester has, and so does Nottingham. and the building itself in Nottingham. What a great environment to go into. And I'm excited to obviously go to Belfast and Sheffield and all these other teams that have great fan bases and exciting places to play.
And having coached in the ECHL, how different is it knowing that you've got a roster that's not going to be plundered?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great feeling knowing that you've got your 19 guys. It just seems that for us, if someone doesn't have COVID, they have a nagging injury. So we've really, even in practice, we had some time and we played some games with full rosters. But even Sunday we were shorthanded with a couple nagging injuries. So, but it is a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling for the players to be comfortable too, knowing that one day they come to the rink and they might not be there. They might be either traded or sent down or positively called up. So, I think it's great for me. I love this experience of having our roster, having our team. Someone's struggling. It's not about trying to get them out the door. It's about trying to help them, trying to get them better where they need to be to help our team win. And
a quick look ahead. You've got Guildford first in the Challenge Cup and then Steelers.
I mean, we, I had this, I put out a monthly schedule and I did put on there Challenge Cup and league play. And, I went over and over it thinking like, does it matter in that regard to, every game's so important here, whether it is a Challenge Cup or league play, they're just all so important. So, again, our focus is yes, it's a Challenge Cup game on Saturday, but it's our, first, opportunity besides preseason to get in front of our fans and win a hockey game. So, it's a big weekend. We're excited to go up to Sheffield. We know there's going to be a big crowd. We know that's a rivalry game. And I think the new guys we brought in who are new to the league understand that, every single game is so important in our league. And it's exciting for them and for myself.
And I guess that the last two games that Cardiff played against Sheffield before the lockdown was a league game where Cardiff won very comfortably. And then on the Sunday, Sheffield won the Challenge Cup final in probably one of the best standard hockey games that British hockey's ever seen.
Yeah, we've gone over that. We actually had a team event last night. It was the first opportunity to get the players' wives, girlfriends, kids, everybody together. So we just had a quick meeting with the families also. And like I said, Todd does such a good job of letting players know and making them understand the importance of every single point. And he actually brought that up last night about, a game, September 24th is just as important as the game in April. So he broke that down very clearly of what happened the last season. And, just a little reminder for everybody that the importance of every single point, because it could come down to a situation like that, like happened last year.
Coach, can I just ask one question? You're coming into an organization that had a long-term coach in Andrew Lord, who had so much success with the team. How do you approach joining a team like that where you're now taking over and you're expected to continue on that success?
Well, the biggest thing is that continue on the success is that was one thing that was exciting about, pursuing the job here in Cardiff and then eventually getting the job was that the expectations are so high here. They've had tremendous success and, the way the organization's run and stuff. So, that's why I wanted to come here was because of the expectations and the culture that's been created by Andrew Lord and Todd Kelman. So the job they've done over the last, 6-7 years has been incredible. The foundation that's been laid. So, and it's evolved for me because when I got the job, it was the assumption we'd have 14 returning players. I was going to sign maybe 5. I could take my time and really pick the 5 I wanted from North America or what it may be. And as the process went along, slowly we realized guys were either going to stay in North America or we're getting opportunities in other leagues and stuff. And it quickly started going from 14 returnees to like 6, 5, and 6. So, that evolved throughout the process. And I think that goes back to the original question about, a year to get over here, but it kept evolving on, okay, now we need 5 defensemen or 4 defensemen to now we need 2 goaltenders to, so it kept kind of evolving. But to make the transition easy is that, we have so many new players. I'm new. We got 14 new players. It feels like your team. It feels like, we've spent a lot of time recruiting these guys, a lot of time on the phone with them, a lot of video we watch. So, I was, you're disappointed some players were leaving. some good players, some, very popular players in our organization that were leaving. But I looked at it as a great opportunity for me to put my mark on it and get the type of player that I want in here.
Yeah, this is Jarrod Skalde's team, not Andrew Lord's team.
Yeah, and I can draw from experience because when I got the job in Cincinnati years ago, they just came off winning the Kelly Cup, and I got the job a little later in August, and so I had a quick turnaround, and I re-signed probably 3/4 of the team, and it never felt like my team. I felt like I was coaching somebody else's team, and because you go in and you bring your own systems in, you change things, scheduling to all kinds of stuff, and being a first-year coach in that league, and then having all the returning players again, I felt like it was somebody else's team. And at the end of the year, I'm like, I got to put my stamp on it. So coming here, I've had experience in this. I've had a year in Cincy that was difficult. It wasn't. It was difficult to coach. It wasn't enjoyable as much as it should have been. But I could draw off that, and that's what I said. Like when players started to realize that we weren't coming back, I'm like, here's my opportunity to draw off that and build my own team.